Hi, Dr. Lewis and classmates. My name is Iveta Spericueta, and today I'm going to be talking about technology-based learning. Hey, to start off my presentation, I'm going to start off with a little quote about our technology in the past. If you're one of 38 million people who have been getting Social Security for a while, your idea of a personal computer might look like this. Here we have a video on the history of technology. And here we define technology and technology-based learning. That constitutes learning via electronic technology, including the internet, intranets, satellite broadcast, audio and video, conferencing, bulletin boards, chat rooms, webcasts, and CD-ROM. TBL also encompasses related terms such as online learning and web-based learning that only include learning that occurs via the internet, and computer-based learning that is restricted to learning through the use of computers. And here we have a little video on. Here we have the technology-based learning conceptual model of effective computer-based instruction for adults. And we're going to be getting into each area in a little bit of more detail. We'll start with the process units of theory. What is an input? An input is something put into a system or expended in its operation to achieve output or a result. What is self-directed learning? Self-directed learning, which has its roots in adult education, is an approach that has also been tried with learners in elementary and secondary schools. There may be slight variations in how different educators define self-directed learning, but a survey of literature on the subject identifies several tenets that are central to the concept. Gibbons defines self-directed learning as a knowledge, skill, or accomplishment or personal development that an individual selects and brings about by his or her own efforts using any method in any circumstances at any time. And Knowles defines self-directed learning as a process in which individuals take initiative, with or without the help of others, to diagnose their learning need, formulate learning goals, identify resources for learning, select and implement learning strategies, and evaluate learning outcomes. The principles of SDL. The first principle is that SDL should be congruent with lifelong, natural, and individual learning drives. Students should be adapted to the maturation, transformations, and transitions experienced by the learners. SDL should be concerned with all aspects of a full life. It should employ a full range of human capabilities, including senses, emotions, and actions, as well as intellects. And SDL activities should be conducted in settings suited to their development. The process of SDL. And here we have a model on the process of self-directed learning. And it looks like there's 3 parts. And the first part, ownership of learning. And that includes articulating learning gaps and setting learning goals and identifying learning tasks to achieve the goal. The second is extensions of own learning, where you apply new learning in new contexts, and learn beyond the curriculum. And the last part is management and monitoring of own learning, Knowles, which describes the process in 5 formulate questions and generate own inquiries, plan and diagnose learning needs, and time effectively formulate learning objectives, and reflect on their learning and use feedback, choosing and implementing strategies, and evaluating learning outcomes. Self-directed learner. Learning step by step by the self-directed learner. And here we have the stepping the ladder of the process inside itself, where we begin with the foundation, and that is sense, and then we step up a ladder, and then we go to feel, and then think, and then learn, and then behave. Skills required for SDL. There are several skills that are required for self-directed learners, which is goal-oriented skills, information processing skills, competency skills, decision-making skills, achievement-motivated, inner-directed, self-confidence, and self-awareness. The role of a teacher in self-directed learning. Teachers should teach acquired skills, decision-making, personal development, and self-evaluation of work. Help learners to develop positive attitudes and feeling of independence related to learning. Help learners to acquire the needs and assessment techniques necessary to discover what objectives they should set. Help the learners identify the starting point for a learning project and understand the relevant modes of examination and reporting. How to integrate self-directed learning with regular teaching and learning. And here we have a model of how we should integrate self-directed learning. We have to give a personal responsibility to the learner in order for them to initiate their own learning. Learner self-direction, and then self-direction in learning. Comparison with traditional model. The teacher-directed and the learner-directed. Here we have a model that shows the comparison of how a learner learns through the teacher-directed method and through the learner-directed method. Teacher-directed, teacher is in charge. They basically tell you what they need for you to do and what they expect for you to accomplish. The advantages of self-directed learning is allows the learners to be more effective learners. Self-directed learning helps the learners to develop a sense of responsibility. Being asked to learn about the content. You're taking matters into your own hands, a lot of hands-on. The disadvantages. Research has proved that some adults are unable to engage in self-directed learning because they lack independence, confidence, or resources. And here we have a person who, by the looks of it, is not a self-directed learner, because she is asking what she wants for the dad to do with the mouse, but not knowing that the mouse, an actual rodent, and the mouse for the computer are two totally different things. Computer self-efficacy. Self-directedness is expected to influence the components of instructional control and instructional support of the unit domains of CBI design. Learners who possess internal locus of control, high metacognitive skills, and a high level of motivation to learn will be successful using learner-controlled options for CBI design and less instructional support. Learners who possess external locus of control, low metacognitive skills, and low levels of motivation to learn will need program controls for instruction and much instructional support. Another reason for using learner control is that it helps students become independent learners and develop their self-efficacy and self-determination. The 4 stages of self-directedness. Here we have the model that shows us the 4 stages of self-directed. And if we start, you can see how we delegate responsibility amongst the student or learner. For example, number 1, stage 1 is a dependent learner, where they depend a lot for the learning to commence. Stage 2, the interested learner with the teaching style, motivator, and guide. CBI Stage 3, they involve learning. Computer self-efficacy is facilitator. And Stage 4, the self-directed learner with a teaching style of consultant, CBI design, or delegator. Learners with low computer self-efficacy must give the opportunity to be successful. Only through experience and success with CBI will the computer self-efficacy level rise. Instructional support such as feedback and coaching needs to be available to the learner to enable them to be successful. Self-directedness and external support. Self-directedness is expected to influence unit of external support. The higher the level of self-directedness of the learner, the less external support required. For instance, a learner who possesses internal locus of control, high metacognitive skills, and high motivation to learn require less external support.